On your Iconic Images project, you may need to work with text. You may also notice that we may or may not have your exact text that you're looking for. Sometimes they make proprietary text, which means like they made it just for that album or just for that project or that artist. So we're just going to get as close as we can to the text on the iconic image that you're looking for. First, you need to go to Schoology and find our Photoshop lesson folder for today called Adding Text on Images, and then find the picture called Add Text. Right click, Save Image As, and put that under your downloads. Then in Photoshop, let's open up that picture from downloads. We're going to do very simple text treatments today. On the toolbar, find the capital T. If you hold it down, we're going to be working with the horizontal type tool that's going left and right. But if you have some text on your iconic image that goes up and down, use the vertical one. So let's work with horizontal type tool. I'm going to click and drag a box, and as I drag it, it's going to give me a dotted line outline. Then let go. It's going to give you some placeholder text. Now, if you don't see it, it may be because it's so tiny. It goes as small as 6 point, and you may just need to highlight it and you just make it bigger. A quick way to do that is highlight everything. You can also triple click or click once and do Control A. There's many ways to select all the text. We're going to start out at 36. I really want you to type text goes here, then hit enter or return. Make another line that just says text goes here. You don't have to put real text there, just any text will do. Highlight the text. Mine is yellow right now. We're going to change the color and many things about it. First, let's make this much bigger. Get it to where I can see it from about a distance. I think about 150 is going to work for me. On the left-hand side, scroll through the different fonts. Any font will do, as long as it's legible. Use Bungie for today. Next is the color. While it's still highlighted at the top, you may see a white or a black box appear. Mine's yellow because that's the color I work with last. Click the text or the color box up there. Then anywhere on the rainbow, choose a color you like. Doesn't matter what color it is. I'm going to go with pink. Then I'm going to choose the brightness of that. I can go light pink all the way to dark pink. When I'm happy with the color I chose, click OK. You'll also see that some fonts have different thicknesses or different outlines. Not all of them will. Some of them just say regular and that's all you get. Some of them have options like italics and bold and so on. It just depends on the font you chose. This is alignment, left, center, and right. I'm going to leave everything right there. All right, a little bit of advanced stuff. Always make sure you're on your text layer here, otherwise it won't apply any changes to your text. Highlight your text, and the next thing to do is go to Window, Character. It's going to give you some additional options here. We still have our font, we have the different thicknesses, we have the color again, we have some of the repeat stuff like size. Here are some new things. On the right side where you see the two A's, this is the distance between the two lines of text. The bigger this number, the further away the two lines get. And you can also type in your own numbers, let's say like 200, then click return. So if you're trying to get text to be closer to each other, this was too much space between the two lines, that's where you change it there. Next is the spacing between each individual letter. That's the VA underneath it. I think it usually defaults to 0, but you can change this to go wider. You can go back to narrower if you want to. I'm going to leave it about where I had it earlier. Then we can close this, or you can leave it here if you wanted to get it out of your way. You can press these two arrows. I do want to point out that there's also italics, there's underline, there's all kinds of things that you can do over here, strike throughs with your text, very similar to working with docs, just this is where that's located. Another place to change text is under Layer, Layer Style. We can do many different things here. I do want to do a common one, which is stroke, or putting an outline on your text. Once you're in this window, make sure stroke is checkmarked. You can change the outline of the text around it. You can change the color to anything you want it to be. You can change how thick that is and so on. So that's stroke. And then there's many more things under here. Let's change one more. Let's try drop shadow. That's pretty popular. Drop shadow is just that little shadow behind it. You can change how far it is from the text. You can change how thick it is or how fuzzy it is. There's many things to change here. Let's just give it about that much. Then click OK. Again, you saw plenty of other things under layer style that you can try out with your text. Just have 2 lines that say text goes here. Have it be a different color than you started with. It can be any font, any size, as long as you can read it. Put a stroke on it and also a drop shadow. If you'd like to try out some of the other things, you are welcome to. Go to File, Save a Copy. Make sure it's a JPEG. If you did a whole lot of stuff, it may convert to a PSD. Call this one Add Text to Copy, done. Make sure it goes under your Downloads folder. Hit Save and then OK, and then turn that one in on Schoology.